Real Madrid aims to make Estadio Santiago Bernabeu one of the best stadiums in Europe, and it has invested more than 600 million euros in what is the biggest stadium renovation the Spanish capital has ever seen. Work is well on the way, and we should expect to see a host of new and amazing features. Let's take a look at some of them. The Santiago Bernabeu Stadium, which has a current seating capacity of 81,044, has served as Real Madrid's home stadium since its construction in 1947. After Camp Nou and Westfalen Stadion, it is the second biggest stadium in Spain and the third biggest stadium of a top-flight European team. And now, it's about to get even bigger. This stadium is one of the most well-known football stadiums in the world, and it's named after footballer and illustrious Real Madrid president Santiago Bernabeu. 4 times in 1957, 69, 80, and 2010. It has served as the venue for the European Cup/UEFA Champions League final. Santiago Bernabeu became the first and only stadium to have hosted both of the most significant Premier Continental Cup finals, the UEFA Champions League and the Copa Libertadores, when it hosted the second leg of the 2018 Copa Libertadores finals. The first major renovation took place in 1955. The stadium was expanded on June 19th of that year to accommodate up to 125,000 fans. And so, the Madrid Coliseum became the biggest stadium of all the competitors in the recently founded European Cup. Floodlights were put in place in March 1957 so that games could be played at night. The new floodlights were formally debuted on May 18th of the same year during a match between Real Madrid and Brazilian team Sport Recife, which Real Madrid won 5-3. The early 1980s, when Spain hosted the 1982 FIFA World Cup, saw the next significant developments. Rafael Luis Alemany and Manuel Salinas were hired as architects for the stadium reconstruction project as a result of the need for the stadium to adapt to the changing times. The brothers were the offspring of the original Muñoz Monasterio construction project's architect, Luis Alemany Soler. The project took 16 months to complete and cost 704 million pesetas, that is $4.7 million US dollars. 530 of which came from the city of Madrid. Several issues were addressed in the improvements. In the beginning, FIFA mandated that 2/3 of the seating space be covered. Real Madrid put up a roof around the outside of the first and second row of seats, with the exception of the east side for this reason. The stadium seating capacity was also decreased from 120,000 to 98,000, with 24,550 of those seats covered by a new roof. The project also called for the refurbishment of the facade, the placement of new electronic signs at the north and south ends, and the press, locker, access, and ancillary facilities. 4 World Cup matches were played there, including the prestigious final match, Italy versus West Germany, and 3 second-round Group 2 matches, West Germany versus England, West Germany versus Spain, and Spain versus England. Now, following several fatalities among spectators in the 1980s, English authorities published the Taylor Report on how to increase the safety of football spectators in English stadiums, and UEFA followed suit across Europe. As a result, the stadium was obligated to create separate shortcuts for each spectator group to various parts of the stadium. So, the board of Ramon Mendoza awarded Ginés Navarro Construcciones S.A. a project for another round of renovation and expansion in 1992. The project began on February 7, 1992 and ended on May 7, 1994, costing a total of more than 5 billion pesetas. As a result, the club's debt increased significantly and it lost institutional support. The project was completed with the construction of a new commercial area, La Esquina del Bernabeu, and the construction of an amphitheater on the west side and in the foundations. A total of 20,200 upgraded seats were built, and each one has an 87-degree tilt to guarantee a clear view and closeness to the pitch. In order for the spectators to enter the additional tier and leave more swiftly, 4 entrance towers were built on the outside, each with 2 staircases and a central spiral ramp. The height of the stadium was expanded from 22 meters to 45 meters with the new constructions. Also, due to issues throughout the winter, 2/3 of the playing field were shaded. The pitch's grass began to deteriorate as a result of the lack of sunshine. For this purpose, a 20-centimeter deep polypropylene pipe network was set up beneath the pitch. The pipe system's length of more than 30 kilometers circulates hot water to prevent the turf from freezing in cold weather. Additionally, it was important to enhance and expand the lighting capability due to the height of the stand. To shield the fans from the weather, a retractable protective roof was also put in. The stadium had a capacity of 106,000 spectators after the refurbishment. Thoughts of making more modifications to the stadium started to emerge as the club continued to grow in every way. Then Florentino Perez took over as president of the club, and his plan was to make sure that Santiago Bernabeu's comfort and the caliber of its amenities were improved, and the stadium's revenue was to be maximized. In 5 years, 2001 to 2006, Perez invested 127 million euros. He added an extension to the east side of the stadium, as well as a new facade on Father Damien Street, new boxes and VIP areas, new dressing rooms, a new stage in honor of the east side, a new press area, also on the east side, a new audio system, new bars, the integration of heating in the stands, panoramic lifts, new restaurants, escalators in the tower access, and the implementation of the multi-purpose building. Perez made the announcement that Real Madrid was trying to sell the naming rights to its stadium and find a sponsor for the 400 million euro redevelopment project on October 16, 2013. The German architects GMP announced their concept for the stadium redevelopment on January 31, 2014. According to Spanish media estimates, half of the overall cost of the innovative design, which is estimated to be over 400 million euros, would likely be covered by the sale of the naming rights, and the other half by a bond issued to real members. A 525 million euro renovation project that had been scheduled to start in the summer of 2017 instead started in 2019. The building of an additional deck will raise the capacity by about 4,000, bringing it to a little over 85,000. 10 meters will be added to the height, and a retractable roof and retractable pitch will also be installed. The club is also expected to sell the stadium's naming rights to avoid interfering with the stadium's use during football season. The refurbishment team raises the top using Roman techniques. With the use of contemporary technology, they will raise the roof in the method that the Romans use. Recently, Real Madrid released a video showing the new improvements they have made to the stadium, and it was simply amazing. The video reveals that the Bernabeu will be more than just a football stadium, with the primary difference being that it will remain asymmetrical and that the new east side stands will be curved, similar to those at Estadio Wanda Metropolitano. Real Madrid's return to their home stadium has not been given a particular date due to the complexity of the renovations, which are anticipated to take up to a year to complete. However, it could be a lot sooner than that, and we could see the champions of Spain return to their stadium early in 2023. Workers are currently focused on the retractable pitch work because the storage room is still under construction. They will then work on the mechanism and the ramp, which must be slightly cantilevered for the retractable lawn system to function. When it is done, the pitch will be able to be retracted into 6 parts, stacked on top of each other below ground level. There are also LED lights and water systems to help keep the grass healthy when they are stored underground. It is really a fine piece of engineering, and it's amusing to watch the pitch being rolled in and out in parts by motors. After the pitch has been rolled out, the Bernabeu can be constructed to host other sporting events like basketball and lawn tennis. According to the video released, the Bernabeu can be divided into 2 and host lawn tennis and basketball simultaneously. Another new feature is a roof that can be completely closed, providing visitors with a panoramic view of the city from the top of the city's most prominent statue. The new Bernabeu also features cutting-edge technology that can project visuals onto the stadium's whole outer surface, as well as a 360-degree scoreboard within the stadium. Another surprise that Real Madrid has kept hidden is the building of an extra deck inside the stadium, which will supply an additional 4,000 seats. A shopping center featuring a Real Madrid museum, international shops, and different Michelin-starred restaurants will be adjacent to the stadium, and the Plaza Sagrados Corazones has been pedestrianized, offering a green space for fans to assemble before the game. When it is done, the new Bernabeu will definitely set the standard for all modern stadiums going forward. What do you think about Santiago Bernabeu? Let us know down in the comment section.